Top 15 gemstones that outsell diamonds, and you've probably seen one. Welcome back to Tops, the journey where we uncover the hidden stories of the world's most extraordinary gemstones. Today, we're not just ranking stones by beauty, rarity, or sparkle. We're following the trail of money, history, and devotion to reveal the 15 gemstones that outsell diamonds. For centuries, diamonds have been revered as the ultimate symbol of love and prestige, regarded as unshakable and eternal. But the truth is more complex and perhaps more unsettling. Across continents and cultures, other stones have quietly outsold diamonds in volume, in ritual, and sometimes even in price per carat. Some are ancient talismans still worshipped in temples. Others are mass-market jewels found in millions of gift boxes. And at the very top of this list, the #1 gemstone carries a value so profound that entire civilizations place it above all others. If you miss this story, you may never look at the jewelry market or your own investments the same way again. If this is your first time here at Tops, make sure to like this video and subscribe so that you won't miss the next episodes in this journey through the secret world of gemstones. And here's the part you should know. The stone ranked #1 today isn't just rare, it isn't just beautiful. It has reshaped economies, defined empires, and still outsells diamonds in one of the world's largest markets. Missing it could mean misunderstanding the future of gemstones, and even making the wrong choices as a collector or investor. So stay with us for the next 10 minutes. By the end, you'll see diamonds in a completely different light. Ranked 15th, Garnet, the ancient traveler's stone that outsells diamonds. Across ancient trade routes, a deep red stone traveled in every merchant's pouch. Not rare, not royal, yet it never vanished. Garnet has outsold diamonds not by glory, but by survival. Garnet is not a single mineral, but a group comprising almandine, pyrope, spessartine, grossular, and andradite, among others. Its colors span crimson, orange, green, and even rare blue. Deposits exist in Africa, India, Brazil, Russia, and the US. Unlike diamonds, tied to specific cartels, garnet emerges from dozens of sources, feeding both industrial and jewelry trades. In Rome, garnet signet rings were used to seal documents. Crusaders carried garnets as amulets against wounds. In India, small garnet beads filled ancient trade routes, linking kingdoms through crimson light. Unlike diamonds, which experienced a surge in popularity only in recent times, garnet has been in constant use across civilizations for over 3,000 years. For medieval travelers, garnets symbolized safe passage. In Asia, garnet beads were strung as protective charms. In Europe, garnet brooches and pendants adorned the 19th century bourgeoisie. As a birthstone, garnet continues to outsell diamonds in the January jewelry segment worldwide, making it one of the most purchased colored gems each year. Affordable and available in every jewelry catalog, garnet fills a niche that diamonds rarely touch: the accessible, symbolic gift. Retail reports indicate that garnet outsells diamonds by unit sales in the under $200 jewelry range, particularly in silver and gold-plated settings. Tourists in India, Africa, and Central Europe buy garnet pendants in staggering numbers, fueling a constant flow of global trade. The deep red of pyrope garnet flashes with fiery brilliance when cut as brilliant rounds or cabochons. Green Savarit garnet, discovered in Kenya, now rivals emerald in vibrancy, yet remains more affordable. Garnet's range ensures it adapts to every level of jewelry, from mass market to luxury. Critics argue garnet is common and lacks prestige. Yet this accessibility is why garnet thrives. Unlike diamonds marketed as eternal and elite, garnet endures because it is democratic. It is present in birthstone jewelry, talismans, and luxury collections alike. Its commercial power is not in exclusivity, but ubiquity. Garnet's story has no climax. It does not rule auctions, nor vanish into myth. It simply endures, present in every era, every continent, every jewelry box. And in that continuity, it outsells. Do you see garnet as ordinary or as the true survivor among gems? Share your view below. From garnet's steady presence, we turn to a stone once dismissed as worthless quartz, until it flooded modern catalogs in golden abundance. That stone is citrine. Ranked 14, citrine, the forgotten golden quartz that outsold diamonds. In the 19th century, jewelers dismissed it as common quartz. A century later, citrine flooded catalogs as the golden stone of fashion, selling by the millions. Citrine is a yellow to orange variety of quartz, formed when trace amounts of iron alter the crystal lattice. It grows in massive clusters in Brazil, Madagascar, and Spain, often alongside amethyst. Heat treatment of amethyst also produces citrine, which makes the supply abundant. One reason why citrine jewelry fills global markets. In antiquity, citrine adorned Roman rings and Greek intaglios, yet it never held the prestige of ruby or emerald. By the Middle Ages, it slipped into obscurity, overshadowed by more noble stones. For centuries, citrine was archived in the margins of gem history, a stone recorded but rarely revered. The 20th century birthstone movement changed everything. When November needed a gemstone, citrine was assigned almost by accident. That single decision propelled citrine into the mainstream. Suddenly, every jewelry catalog in the US and Europe listed citrine as the official birthstone of late autumn. What was once ignored became an essential part of the jewelry calendar. Today, citrine rings, pendants, and earrings sell by the millions. In mall jewelers and online marketplaces, citrine jewelry consistently outsells diamond jewelry in the entry-level category under $500. Diamonds dominate luxury, but citrine rules volume, carried by its affordability and golden warmth that mimics the warmth of sunshine. When cut into significant clean facets, citrine glows like bottled fire. Jewelers often pair it with silver or low-carat gold, maximizing its golden orange tones. Shapes are bold, cushion, emerald cut, or even oversized fantasy cuts. It is jewelry designed not for rarity, but for joy, which is precisely why customers continue to buy it. Gemologists note that most citrine on the market is heat-treated amethyst, raising questions about authenticity. Yet the market rarely cares. Consumers seek color and affordability, not pedigree. In that sense, citrine has achieved what many rare stones cannot: consistent demand across every demographic. Citrine spent centuries as a forgotten entry in the gemstone archive. Today, that very obscurity has become its strength. From catalog birthstone to mall counter bestseller, citrine proves that even the overlooked pages of history can one day outsell the crown jewel of diamonds. Would you ever choose citrine over a diamond for everyday wear? Share your thoughts below. But not all challengers to diamonds thrive on affordability. Some owe their dominance to cultural reverence so deep that entire civilizations value them above any sparkling crystal. The next stone has been worshipped in Asia for millennia and still outsells diamonds today. Ranked 13th, amethyst, the royal purple stone that outsells diamonds in volume. Once locked inside bishops' rings and imperial crowns, amethyst was a gem of power. Then geodes split open, flooding the market, and the purple flame outsold diamonds by volume. Amethyst is the violet variety of quartz, colored by traces of iron and natural irradiation. Crystals grow in geodes hidden inside volcanic rock, with Brazil, Uruguay, and Zambia producing some of the most extensive formations on Earth. In cathedral-sized geodes, sharp crystals jut outward like violet cathedrals carved by nature. In ancient Greece, amethyst was believed to protect against drunkenness. Its name derived from amethystos, not intoxicated. Medieval Europe placed amethyst in bishops' rings as a symbol of piety. Russian czars adorned crowns with Siberian amethysts, treating them as precious as rubies. For centuries, amethyst ranked among the most elite gemstones. The purple hue carried weight. It was the color of royalty, spirituality, and wisdom. Ritual cups, rosaries, and talismans carved from amethyst symbolized clarity of mind and spirit. The stone itself became an object of reverence, its violet glow interpreted as a bridge between earthly and divine. In the 19th century, large Brazilian deposits reduced the rarity of the resource while simultaneously expanding its reach. By the 20th century, amethyst had been marketed as the official birthstone for February, solidifying its place in the commercial calendar. Today, amethyst jewelry outsells diamonds in sheer volume at the entry to mid-tier, from department store pendants to silver-set rings. Amethyst is versatile, cut into faceted ovals for sparkle, or left as raw crystal clusters for modern bohemian designs. Jewelers pair it with silver, yellow gold, or even diamonds as accents. Its affordability allows for bold statement pieces that would be prohibitive with diamonds. While diamonds dominate the luxury price points, amethyst reigns supreme in terms of accessibility. In US and European mall counters, amethyst birthstone jewelry sells in higher unit numbers than diamonds. Its combination of vibrant color, cultural symbolism, and low price makes it one of the most widely owned gemstones on Earth. Some dismiss amethyst as common, no longer deserving its ancient prestige. Yet that very accessibility is the reason it outsells diamonds. It has become both ordinary and extraordinary. A stone of emperors now resting in millions of jewelry boxes. Hold an amethyst crystal to the light and you hold centuries of contradiction. Sacred and commercial, rare and common, revered and overlooked. The stone itself speaks louder than the markets it dominates. Would you wear a gemstone once reserved for royalty, even if it's sold in every jewelry store today? Share your thoughts below. However, not every challenger has outsold diamonds throughout history or birthstones. Some succeed through sheer cultural reverence, stones that entire civilizations value above any brilliance. The next gemstone has been worshipped across Asia for millennia and still outsells diamonds today. Ranked 12th, Peridot, the green fire of volcanoes that outsells diamonds. Born in volcanic fire and carried by pharaohs as the gem of the sun, Peridot glows in gift boxes worldwide, proof that even ancient stones thrive in modern malls. Today, Peridot anchors the global birthstone industry as the Stone of August. Jewelry chains across the U.S. report Peridot pieces consistently topping diamond jewelry in unit sales during the late summer season. Affordable pricing and vivid color make it an accessible favorite for gifts, from sterling silver pendants to gold-set rings. Its commercial role is secure. Peridot sells not by prestige, but by reliability. Centuries earlier, Peridot's reputation was far grander. Ancient Egypt mined it on Zabargad Island in the Red Sea, where legends claim pharaohs valued it as the gem of the sun. Cleopatra's famed emerald collection may in fact have included Peridot. Roman soldiers carried Peridot as a talisman, believing it warded off evil. Unlike many gemstones formed deep in Earth's crust, Peridot has a fiery birth. It crystallizes within molten rock, often carried to the surface by volcanic eruptions. Peridot is found embedded in basalt flows of Hawaii, in Pakistan's remote Kashmir mountains, and in meteorites. Traces of olivine, Peridot's mineral form, have been identified in stony space fragments. Peridot glows in shades of yellow-green to olive, its signature lime fire unmistakable even in low light. Jewelers prefer faceted cuts that maximize brilliance, turning their natural glow into flashes of golden green fire. Unlike emerald, Peridot has no blue undertones. Its color is pure green, which makes it instantly recognizable. While diamonds dominate luxury advertising, Peridot dominates consistency. Every August, birthstone promotions flood jewelry catalogs, guaranteeing sales spikes. By sheer unit numbers, Peridot jewelry routinely outsells diamonds in mass retail, filling countless gift boxes. In the $100 to $500 range, Peridot is the preferred green gemstone. Critics call Peridot common, dismissing it as the budget alternative to emerald. Yet that very affordability is the reason it thrives. Its volcanic birth and cosmic presence in meteorites suggest a cosmic nobility hidden beneath its commercial ordinariness. Peridot represents the paradox of a gemstone, ancient fire wrapped in everyday wear. From mall counters today, back through pharaohs' tombs and volcanic eruptions, Peridot's story runs in reverse. A gemstone both ordinary and cosmic, humble in price yet immense in history. It outsells diamonds not because of rarity, but because of its resilience. Would you choose Peridot, the gem of fire and history, over diamond? Tell us in the comments. But if Peridot's power lies in consistency, the next gemstone owes its dominance to something else entirely. A rare marketing campaign that turned a single discovery into a global sensation. Its story lasts only one generation. Ranked 11th, Blue Topaz, the engineered gem that outsells diamonds. It glows with an icy brilliance so clean and perfect that many mistake it for aquamarine or even diamond. Yet this blue gem is neither ancient nor rare. In fact, it is one of the most mass-produced stones in the world. And by sheer volume, it outsells diamonds in the global jewelry trade. This is blue topaz. Topaz forms in igneous rocks, typically appearing colorless or with a light tint. Natural blue topaz is available, but it is a rare gemstone. Most of what the market calls blue topaz begins as colorless or pale topaz, then undergoes irradiation and heat treatment to produce its vivid sky blue, Swiss blue, or London blue hues. The transformation is entirely stable and permanent, creating billions of carats of saleable gemstones. Unlike diamonds bound by limited natural supply and cartel-driven marketing, blue topaz thrives on abundance. In the jewelry market under $300, blue topaz is the dominant choice. On QVC in department stores and across online retailers, it sells in such overwhelming numbers that diamond jewelry cannot compete in sheer units. It has become the jewelry world's quiet giant, thriving not on prestige but on accessibility. Cut into ovals, pairs, or brilliant rounds, blue topaz dazzles with crystalline clarity. Its shades range from soft sky blue to deep London blue, offering designers a broad palette of colors. Paired with silver, it becomes fashion jewelry. Set in gold, it masquerades as luxury. For the casual buyer, it offers size and sparkle at a fraction of the cost of a diamond. Unlike ruby or emerald, blue topaz lacks ancient legends or imperial patronage. Its rise is a story of the modern consumer era, of affordable glamour. For many buyers, their first real gemstone ring is blue topaz, bought not at an auction house but in a shopping channel showcase. Gemologists argue that blue topaz represents the industrialization of gemstones, beauty manufactured, not discovered. Its value remains modest, unlikely ever to appreciate like rarer stones. Yet this very accessibility makes it indispensable to the jewelry economy. Without blue topaz, the mass market would lack a colorful alternative to diamonds. In annual unit sales, blue topaz consistently outsells diamonds across global mid-market retailers. Diamonds remain aspirational. Blue topaz is attainable. It embodies the paradox of modern jewelry, engineered abundance, yet still adored. The story of blue topaz has no grand finale, no royal legend, no climactic mystery. It is the stone of endless supply, and in that supply, it quietly surpasses diamonds. Do you view blue topaz as a gemstone of beauty or merely an industry product? Leave your view below. Blue topaz thrives in predictability. The next gem shatters predictability. A rainbow of colors and one neon fire never seen before. Ranked 10th, Aquamarine, the ocean gem outselling diamonds in Europe's weddings. Across Europe, jewelers are reporting a quiet rebellion. Couples walk past diamond solitaires and instead choose a crystal of soft ocean blue. It is neither as rare nor as expensive. Yet in sheer bridal sales, this gem now rivals and in some markets outsells diamonds. This is aquamarine. Aquamarine is a transparent variety of the mineral beryl, kin to emerald. Its hexagonal crystals form in pegmatites, with deposits spanning Brazil's Minas Gerais to Pakistan's Karakoram. Shades range from delicate seafoam to the prized Santa Maria deep blue. The clearer the tone, the greater its value. But unlike diamonds, inclusions are less critical than color itself. In Rome, sailors wore aquamarine amulets to ensure safe passage, believing the sea's spirit dwelled inside. In the Middle Ages, it was carved into crystal balls, thought to sharpen foresight. But its role transformed in the 20th century. European jewelers led by Tiffany and Company and Cartier promoted aquamarine as a gem of loyalty and truth. Quietly, it moved from the talisman of sailors to the ring of lovers. Diamonds have long carried the aura of obligation, pushed by corporate slogans, bound to the myth of eternity. But in Germany, Scandinavia, and parts of Northern Europe, younger generations began to resist that narrative. Their choice, aquamarine. Priced at a fraction of a diamond, yet visually luminous, it became a symbol of serenity rather than spectacle. For under $2,000, couples could afford sizable aquamarine rings. Data from mid-market retailers shows aquamarine sales outpacing diamond solitaires in the under $2,000 bridal segment. On platforms from Etsy to Blue Nile, aquamarine rings trend as ethical bridal alternatives. Jewelers note that millennials and Gen Z couples increasingly choose aquamarine for engagement rings, not as a compromise but as a statement. Diamonds may rule auctions, but aquamarine dominates the affordable bridal market in Europe. Cut into emerald cuts or ovals, aquamarine radiates a clean, watery glow. Where diamonds flash brilliance, aquamarine evokes calm, the blue of a horizon at sea. Jewelers often set it in white gold or platinum, enhancing its clarity. The result is bridal jewelry that feels timeless, yet not overbearing. Critics argue aquamarine rides on diamond's marketing shadow, a substitute rather than a rival. Yet sales numbers suggest otherwise. In the European bridal segment, aquamarine has carved its own space. For many couples, the absence of a diamond is deliberate, a rejection of industrial marketing in favor of authenticity. Diamonds once defined love itself, but today across European weddings the vows are sealed with aquamarine, its tranquil waters replacing the fire of diamonds. Does blue topaz feel like a worthy rival to diamonds for engagement rings? Share your thoughts in the comments. Blue topaz thrives in predictability. The next gem shatters predictability. A rainbow of colors and one neon fire never seen before. Ranked ninth, Paraíba Tourmaline, the neon fire that outsells diamonds in fashion and auctions. It glows like electrified neon, a blue-green fire so intense it seems impossible to come from stone. In just 3 decades, this gem has gone from complete obscurity to shattering auction records, selling diamonds in fashion jewelry trends, and rivaling them at high-end bids. This is tourmaline, led by its most dazzling variety, Paraíba. Tourmaline is a boron silicate mineral group, famous for its rainbow spectrum. Black scoral, green verdolite, red rubellite, each variety differs by trace elements. But none stun the world like Paraíba, discovered in the Brazilian state of Paraíba in the late 1980s. Copper and manganese infuse the crystals with an electric glow unseen in nature. The first Paraíba tourmalines shocked dealers, gems that seemed to emit their own light. Within a decade, prices skyrocketed, surpassing $20,000 per carat, rivaling fine rubies and surpassing many diamonds in value. Mines in Mozambique and Nigeria later expanded supply, but true Brazilian Paraíba remains among the most coveted gemstones of the modern era. Meanwhile, pink tourmaline rose as a darling of the jewelry world. In the early 2000s, fashion brands and celebrities embraced its vibrant hues, pairing pink stones with minimalist modern settings. Tourmaline's spectrum allowed designers endless variety. Unlike diamonds, which must sparkle in white fire, tourmaline told stories in color. Tourmaline jewelry now outsells diamonds in volume within the fashion sector. On online marketplaces, pink and green tourmaline rings tend to sell faster than small diamond solitaires, especially among millennial buyers seeking individuality. Auction houses confirm the other extreme. Paraíba stones achieve record-breaking hammer prices, sometimes per carat higher than white diamonds. From mass market to high luxury, tourmaline dominates both ends of the spectrum. Paraíba tourmaline glows brightest under even dim light, its neon core unlike any gem in history. Jewelers frame it in halos of diamonds, ironically using diamonds as accents to highlight the tourmaline. In pink varieties, the play of color conveys warmth and romance, often chosen for engagement rings by those rejecting tradition. Skeptics argue that tourmaline's popularity is trend-driven, destined to fade. But decades in, the demand has not slowed. From Tokyo to Los Angeles, jewelers confirm steady sales across the spectrum. Tourmaline thrives because it embodies individuality in an endless array of colors, unlike diamonds. Paraíba's neon fire needs no conclusion. The stone speaks in its own glow, defying words, selling itself in silence. Would you choose neon tourmaline over diamond for a statement piece? Share your thoughts below. Tourmaline dazzles with endless choices. The next gemstone offers none, one mine, one lifetime, one color, Tanzanite. Ranked 8th, Tanzanite, the one-generation gem that outsells diamonds. Imagine a gemstone found in only one place on Earth, a single patch of land at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro. Within decades of its discovery, it rose to global fame, outselling diamonds in bridal jewelry across parts of Africa and Asia. And yet, within one generation, it may vanish forever. This is Tanzanite. Tanzanite is the blue-violet variety of zoisite, a mineral that is otherwise unremarkable until chromium and vanadium transform its color. It occurs only in Tanzania's Marilani Hills, a deposit just a few kilometers long. Heat treatment intensifies the natural hues, revealing the saturated blue-violet, now iconic in jewelry. Unearthed in 1967, Tanzanite was quickly branded by Tiffany & Company. The campaign declared it the most beautiful blue stone discovered in 2,000 years. In one stroke, Tanzanite bypassed centuries of obscurity, introduced directly to the global market as a rival to sapphire and even diamond. By the late 20th century, Tanzanite had become a dominant presence in African jewelry markets, where its local symbolism and affordability made it a viable alternative to diamonds for bridal purposes. In India, where demand for colored stones surged, Tanzanite jewelry outsold diamond jewelry in mid-price bridal categories. Its marketing framed it as both exotic and finite, a gemstone of now, not forever. Tanzanite's pleochroism, the ability to show different colors from different angles, makes it unique. Tilt the stone and it flashes blue, violet, or even hints of red. Jewelers often cut it to emphasize this shifting spectrum, creating a sense of living color that diamonds cannot mimic. Critics note that Tanzanite is softer than diamond and vulnerable to scratches. Its market value fluctuates with supply and demand, as well as political stability in Tanzania. Yet these weaknesses only heighten the urgency. Buyers know that Tanzanite is a one-generation stone. Its scarcity is not a legend, but a geological fact. In specific segments of the bridal market, particularly in India and East Africa, Tanzanite outperforms diamonds in terms of unit volume. Its price accessibility and exotic branding make it the stone of choice for couples seeking individuality. Auction houses, too, have seen large Tanzanites rival diamond sales, although rarely in terms of value per carat. One mine, one generation. When the Marilani Hills are exhausted, Tanzanite will vanish from the earth. Unlike diamonds endlessly marketed as eternal, this stone's story ends in absence, and that absence may come within our lifetime. Would you treasure a gemstone knowing your grandchildren may never see it in nature? Share your thoughts below. Tanzanite is fleeting, bound to a generation. The next stone is ancient, carrying forests and insects sealed for millions of years. Amber, ranked 7th. Amber, the fossilized fire that outsells diamonds. Opening curiosity gap. In Baltic markets, golden stalls overflow with pendants that hold insects and leaves millions of years old. Tourists buy them by the thousands. Amber outsells diamonds not with brilliance, but with memory. Amber is fossilized tree resin that has hardened over tens of millions of years. Found in sediments from the Baltic Sea to Myanmar, it often contains inclusions, insects, leaves, even drops of ancient air. Unlike crystalline gems, amber is warm, lightweight, and electrically charged when rubbed, qualities that made it mystical long before science explained it. The Amber Road of antiquity carried Baltic amber to Rome, where it was valued more highly than gold. In China, amber became known as the soul of the tiger, a funerary stone placed in tombs to protect the spirits. In the Middle Ages, rosaries carved from amber beads were prized across Europe. Unlike diamonds, whose dominance is recent, amber's legacy spans thousands of years. Amber's inclusions, insects trapped in golden light, gave it an aura of eternity. In Baltic folklore, amber was believed to be the tears of sea goddesses. In Asia, powdered amber was used in medicine. In the 21st century, amber jewelry is gifted to children in Eastern Europe, believed to bring health and protection. Its role is not one of luxury, but of intimacy. In Poland, Lithuania, and across the Baltic coast, Amber jewelry outsells diamonds in tourist markets. Entire streets in Gdansk or Vilnius glow with amber shops. Cruise ships bring thousands of visitors who leave with amber pendants, earrings, and beads. Unlike diamond boutiques, amber shops thrive on sheer volume, selling millions of pieces annually. In China, demand for honey-colored and blood-red amber surged in the 2010s, with prices rising to rival those of mid-tier diamonds. Today, amber remains a staple of the jewelry trade, both in mass market and luxury segments, bridging continents in sales power. Amber's palette ranges from pale lemon to deep cherry. Transparent butterscotch pieces are prized, while opaque amber is carved into beads and amulets. Its softness allows large, intricate carvings, something diamonds could never offer. What amber lacks in fire, it makes up for with narrative. Every inclusion tells a story millions of years old. Critics dismiss amber as not a gemstone, citing its organic nature. But the market proves otherwise. Amber jewelry dominates entire regions where diamond sales lag. Tourists purchase amber not for prestige, but for connection to history and place. Amber outsells because it offers what diamonds cannot: touchable time. Diamonds glitter with the illusion of eternity. Amber holds eternity itself. Forests long vanished, lives long extinct, preserved in golden resin. It outsells diamonds not because it dazzles, but because it tells a story. Would you treasure a stone of light and history even if it isn't crystalline? Share your thoughts below. Amber preserves time in golden stillness, but the next gem refuses stillness altogether. A stone alive with shifting fire. Ranked 6th. Opal, the living fire that outsells diamonds in Australia. Opening curiosity gap. It looks alive. A stone that flashes every color of the rainbow, shifting as if it breathes. To Australians, it is more than a gemstone. It is a national treasure, one that outsells diamonds on its own soil. This is opal. Opal is not a crystalline mineral, but hydrated silica, formed when water-carrying silica seeps into rock crevices and hardens over time. The structure of tiny silica spheres diffracts light, producing the famed play of color, reds, greens, blues that shift as the stone moves. Australia's Lightning Ridge, Coober Pedy, and Andamuka yield the world's finest black and white opals, accounting for more than 90% of global supply. For Australia's Aboriginal peoples, opal carried spiritual weight. Stories tell of a rainbow touching the earth, creating stones of living fire. When Europeans discovered opal fields in the late 19th century, they quickly became the backbone of outback towns. By the early 20th century, opal had become so closely associated with national identity that it was declared the country's official gemstone. Opal's value lies not only in its geology, but also in its symbolism. Where diamonds are marketed as eternal, opal is seen as dynamic, a gem that changes with light, angle, and mood. For many Australians, opal jewelry is a rite of passage, bought by locals and tourists alike as a marker of the land's unique spirit. In Australia, opal jewelry outsells diamonds in the domestic retail market. Tourist trade drives massive demand. Visitors to Sydney and Melbourne often leave with opal pendants, rings, and carvings. Auction houses confirm that high-end black opals rival the best diamonds in terms of per-carat price, while everyday jewelry sales surpass diamond units across souvenir and retail markets. Each opal is unique. Some flicker like auroras, others burn with red fire across a black body. Jewelers cut opal into cabochons to maximize color play. Unlike facetted stones, opal's surface is smooth, emphasizing shifting light rather than sparkle. It is jewelry meant to move, to be seen alive. Critics argue that opals are fragile and prone to cracking if mishandled. Yet that fragility is part of its allure, a gem that is alive, sensitive, unpredictable. Diamonds may claim hardness, but opal claims soul. Australian government reports confirm opal exports exceed diamond jewelry in value domestically. For local markets, opal is king. Tourists fuel steady sales, while collectors chase rare black opals worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. In sheer presence, opal eclipses diamond on Australian soil. Shift the stone in your hand, and the story changes. Green to red, blue to gold. The opal itself speaks, its fire more convincing than statistics. In Australia, it is not diamonds, but opals that reign. Do you see opal as a fragile curiosity or the true king of color? Share your thoughts below. Opal flickers like a rainbow flame. The next gemstone holds a steadier fire, the green glow that lit crowns and empires. Emerald. Ranked 5th. Emerald, the royal green flame that outsold diamonds across empires. In 2017, an emerald weighing 5,655 carats was unearthed in Brazil. Years later, a single Colombian emerald sold at auction for over $5.5 million, a price per carat rivaling diamonds. Yet emerald's dominance is not new. From Cleopatra's palaces to Spanish galleons, this green stone has outsold diamonds across centuries. This is emerald today. Emerald remains one of the most traded colored gemstones at Christie's and Sotheby's. Cartier and Bulgari center entire collections on emerald, while diamond pieces often play a supporting role. In luxury auctions, fine Colombian emeralds frequently surpass white diamonds of similar size. In South America and the Middle East, emerald jewelry outsells diamonds among elite buyers, prized for its rarity and aura of power. Step back to the 16th century. Spanish conquistadors looted vast emerald mines of Colombia, carrying stones across oceans. The Incas had already revered emeralds as sacred, offering them to the gods in temples. Spanish galleons carried emeralds by the thousands back to Europe, where they often fetched more prestige than diamonds. Even today, the Colombian emerald remains the global standard, its saturated green unmatched. Further back, emerald was Cleopatra's gemstone of choice. Ancient mines at Wadi Sakait and Mons Smaragdus in Egypt fed a trade that made emerald the stone of queens and rulers. Diamonds at the time were curiosities. Emeralds, by contrast, held the throne of desirability. Emerald is the green variety of beryl colored by chromium and vanadium. Unlike aquamarine, emerald's beauty lies in its flaws. Inclusions known as jardin, gardens, are accepted as part of its character. The most prized stones come from Muzo and Chivor in Colombia, but Zambia has risen as a modern producer, sending exceptional stones to auction. Jewelers frame emeralds in platinum and yellow gold, often accented by diamonds. Yet always the emerald is central. Its velvety green has no rival in nature. Unlike diamonds, whose fire is constant, emerald's glow feels organic, like green flame captured in stone. Emerald is softer and prone to fractures. Most stones are oiled or treated to improve clarity, yet these vulnerabilities only deepen its mystique. While diamonds boast of hardness, emeralds demand respect. Ownership feels less like possession and more like a form of guardianship. Emerald jewelry continues to outsell diamonds in regions where cultural heritage is dominant, such as Colombia, India, and the Middle East. Global auctions confirm emerald's supremacy at the highest levels of the colored stone market. While diamonds dominate marketing slogans, emerald dominates history. From million-dollar auctions today, back through colonial treasure fleets, and further still to Cleopatra's mines, emerald sales have eclipsed diamonds not as an exception, but as a tradition. The stone's history runs in reverse, always glowing green at the center of power. Would you choose emerald, fragile, storied, and royal, over diamond's polished perfection? Share your thoughts below. Emerald belongs to the earth, its gardens captured in stone. The next gem belongs to the sky. Velvet blue worn by kings and brides. Ranked 4th, sapphire, the royal blue, that outsells diamonds in weddings and auctions. In 1981, the world watched as Lady Diana Spencer slipped a blue sapphire ring onto her finger, a ring later worn by Kate Middleton. That single sapphire changed global jewelry demand, sparking a surge that rivaled that of diamonds. Today, sapphire engagement rings outsell diamond solitaires in parts of Europe and Asia. This is the story of sapphire. Sapphire's presence in the bridal sector is undeniable. In Britain, following the royal wedding, jewelers reported that sales of sapphires surpassed those of diamonds in specific engagement ring categories. In India, Thailand, and Sri Lanka, sapphire jewelry continues to dominate, outselling diamonds in local retail by unit volume. Auction houses, too, place cashmere sapphires among the most expensive colored stones in history. For centuries, sapphire has been a symbol of truth and loyalty. Kings wore them as talismans of divine favor, and clerics placed them in ecclesiastical rings. The Persians believed the sky's blue was a reflection of a giant sapphire beneath the earth. Unlike diamonds, whose dominance stems from modern marketing, sapphire's cultural significance spans civilizations. Sapphire is a type of corundum-colored blue by the presence of trace amounts of iron and titanium. Kashmir sapphires, velvety blue discovered in the late 19th century, remain the benchmark. Sri Lanka, Madagascar, and Myanmar also produce fine stones. Beyond blue, sapphires exist in pink, yellow, and even Padparadscha orange, making sapphire one of the most diverse precious stones. Faceted sapphires glow with depth rather than sparkle, their blue often described as velvet or cornflower. Jewelers surround sapphires with diamonds, reversing the traditional hierarchy. Diamonds serve as accents while sapphires serve as the centerpiece. Engagement rings, pendants, and royal tiaras carry this theme. Sapphire commands presence, diamonds orbit it. Critics note that most sapphires on the market are heat-treated to enhance color, yet this has not slowed demand. Natural, untreated sapphires fetch extraordinary premiums, sometimes per carat above fine diamonds. For buyers, sapphire's variety and prestige outweigh concerns of treatment. In Britain and Asia, sapphire outsells diamonds in bridal demand by unit volume. In auctions, record-breaking sapphires frequently match or surpass diamond sales. Globally, sapphire remains one of the few gems to rival diamonds both culturally and commercially, bridging the gap between luxury and everyday jewelry. The sapphire's story has no neat conclusion. From Persian myths to royal weddings, from Kashmir's mines to modern boutiques, it continues to reinvent itself, endlessly outselling, enduring. Would you choose a sapphire over a diamond for an engagement ring? Leave your thoughts below. Sapphire whispers of loyalty. The next gemstone roars. Ruby, the king of stones, burning brighter than diamonds. Ranked third, ruby, the king of gems that outsold diamonds through history. The sunrise ruby fetched over $30 million, making the ruby the most expensive colored gemstone ever sold. Long before diamonds, cultures crowned ruby as the king of gems. Ruby is a type of red corundum. The presence of chromium causes its fiery hue. The most prized rubies come from Myanmar's Mogok Valley, famed for pigeons' bloodstones of vivid crimson. Mozambique, Vietnam, and Madagascar supply modern markets. But Burmese rubies remain the global benchmark. Ruby's archive is unmatched. Ancient Sanskrit texts referred to it as Ratnaraj, king of gems. In India, rubies were believed to ensure rebirth as emperors. Chinese dynasties embedded rubies in armor to protect soldiers. Medieval Europeans carried them as charms to boost their courage. Unlike diamonds, ruby was universally recognized long before corporate marketing. In Burma, rubies were offered to spirits and rulers alike, seen as living fire within stone. In Thailand, ruby mining fueled entire economies. Even today, in markets across South and Southeast Asia, ruby jewelry outsells diamonds in terms of cultural significance and purchase frequency, being favored for weddings and as a symbol of status. Modern sales confirm ancient prestige. At Christie's and Sotheby's, rubies consistently set records. The sunrise ruby and other Burmese stones have reached prices per carat that exceed even the highest quality white diamonds. In the luxury trade, ruby is not the understudy, but the headliner. Rubies glow with a saturated red unmatched in the world of gemstones. Their fluorescence under sunlight gives them an internal fire that diamonds cannot replicate. Jewelers place them at the center of royal regalia, crowns, and tiaras, often flanked by diamonds that play only a supporting role. Across Asia, ruby jewelry outsells diamonds by both volume and cultural weight. In India, ruby remains the favored gem for high-status brides. In Myanmar and Thailand, ruby trading sustains entire marketplaces. Globally, ruby has proven that diamonds are not unique in commanding devotion or record-breaking prices. Heat treatment is standard, and concerns about fracture-filled rubies sometimes temper investor confidence. But natural, untreated stones continue to break records, further proving ruby's long-standing supremacy. From Sanskrit scriptures to modern auction catalogs, Ruby's story runs like an unbroken archive, a record of reverence, value, and fire that has never bowed to the diamond. Do you see Ruby as the true king of gems, above even diamond? Share your view in the comments. Ruby rules with fire and blood, but the next gem carries no fire at all. Fragile, organic, born of the sea and still outselling diamonds. Rank second. Pearl, the living gem that outsells diamonds worldwide. They are not crystals, not forged in fire, not eternal like diamonds. They are organic, fragile, and can lose their luster over time. And yet, pearls outsell diamonds in sheer numbers, adorning more necks, wrists, and ears than any other gem. This is the paradox of pearl today. Pearls dominate the affordable jewelry sector. Thanks to large-scale cultivation in China and Japan, millions of pearl necklaces, earrings, and bracelets are sold each year. On live-stream shopping platforms across Asia, pearl jewelry regularly outpaces diamond pieces by volume. In sheer unit sales, pearls surpass diamonds globally, from luxury Akoya strands to freshwater pearls sold in bulk. Pearls have carried prestige for millennia. In ancient Rome, they were restricted by law to the elite. In China, pearls symbolized wisdom and purity, often given as imperial tribute. In South Asia, pearl strands were worn by kings and queens as emblems of status. Unlike diamonds, whose dominance stems from 20th century marketing, pearls earned their place through thousands of years of continuous reverence. Pearls form inside oysters and mussels, created when layers of nacre encase an irritant. Natural pearls are exceedingly rare. Most on the market are cultured, pioneered in the early 20th century by Kokichi Mikimoto of Japan. This innovation transformed pearls from rare aristocratic jewels into accessible adornments for millions. Pearls are versatile. From flawless Akoya pearls with mirror-like luster to Baroque pearls with irregular shapes, they suit both formal luxury and casual wear. Strands of pearls outsell diamond necklaces in global unit sales, while pearl earrings remain one of the most common jewelry purchases worldwide. Cleopatra is said to have dissolved a pearl in vinegar and drunk it to demonstrate her wealth. Medieval knights wore pearls as protective talismans in battle. In the 20th century, pearls became a signature of Coco Chanel, and later, the uniform of first ladies from Jacqueline Kennedy to Michelle Obama. Each era reinforced pearls as more than an adornment. They became a cultural language. Critics argue pearls lack permanence. They scratch, they dull, they can die. Diamonds boast eternity, yet it is this very fragility that gives pearls their humanity. They are living gems born of the sea, resonating with cycles of life rather than geological eternity. By volume, pearls are the most widely sold gem in the world. In China's massive live stream market, pearl jewelry accounts for billions in sales, leaving diamonds behind. In Western markets, pearls are the preferred choice for bridal accessories, everyday earrings, and strands passed down across generations. Diamonds claim to last forever. Pearls do not. They live, age, and fade. And yet, precisely because of this fragility, they outsell diamonds across the globe, proving that impermanence too can be eternal. Would you choose pearls, fragile yet timeless, over diamonds? Share your view below. Pearl speaks of impermanence. Jade speaks of eternity, not jewelry, but spirit, worshipped above all, outselling diamonds through devotion. In first place, Jade, the stone of heaven that outsells diamonds in Asia. In China's Forbidden City, emperors once slept with jade talismans beside their beds. In ancient burials, jade cicadas were placed in the mouths of the dead, believed to guard the soul's passage. Today, across Asia, jade jewelry outsells diamonds by sheer cultural devotion. This is jade, the stone that is more than a gemstone. Jade is a collective name for two minerals, jadeite and nephrite. Jadeite, found in Myanmar's Kachin state, delivers the most vivid imperial green, a saturated glow more prized than emerald. Nephrite, a softer stone, has been used in Chinese ritual carvings for over 7,000 years. Both are valued not only for their color, but also for their toughness, which allows them to be carved into intricate sculptures and ornaments. The history of jade is longer than diamond's marketing empire. In Neolithic China, Jade axes were buried with tribal leaders. In the Zhou dynasty, jade was declared the stone of heaven, symbolizing purity, wisdom, and immortality. By the Ming dynasty, entire workshops in Suzhou and Beijing were dedicated to jade carving, producing objects considered more valuable than gold. Unlike diamonds, jade's cultural supremacy predates modern advertising. It is embedded in the memory of civilizations. In Confucian philosophy, jade embodies 5 virtues: benevolence, wisdom, righteousness, propriety, and fidelity. To hold jade was to hold moral perfection. Even today, jade bangles are given to newborns for protection, worn by brides for prosperity, and carried by older people for health. Across Asia, jade jewelry is sold in astonishing quantities, often dominating markets where diamonds are secondary. In China's jewelry sector, jade accounts for a larger share of retail than diamonds. Industry surveys indicate that jade accounts for approximately 13% of jewelry sales, compared to diamonds at around 9 to 11%. In Hong Kong auctions, jadeite cabochons and bangles regularly surpass diamond lots in both volume and total value. In Southeast Asia, jade remains the primary gift stone, a market force unmatched by any diamond campaign. Unlike diamonds, which are judged by brilliance, jade is valued by its texture, translucency, and depth of green. The finest imperial jade glows as if lit from within. Nephrite, creamy white or mossy green, is prized for its smoothness and is often carved into amulets and figurines. Jade's aesthetic power is not sparkle, but serenity. Outside Asia, jade is sometimes misunderstood as just another green stone. However, within China, Myanmar, and across the Pacific, jade is considered a symbol of life itself. Diamonds are marketed as eternal. Jade is believed to be immortal, a stone that carries the soul. Its supremacy is not argued in sales charts alone, but in temples, rituals, and through generations of devotion. And yet, jade's story cannot end in this countdown. To measure it by sales against diamonds is already to diminish it. Its value lies not in market graphs, but in devotion. Devotion so deep that words fall silent. In the archives of history, in the wrists of children, in the tombs of emperors, jade is always present, diamonds glitter. Jade endures. What remains unsaid is everything. What does jade mean to you? Jewel, spirit, or legacy? Share your reflections below. And that concludes our journey through the 15 gemstones that outsell diamonds. From humble birthstones traded in markets, to fiery crystals that rewrote royal history, to jade, the stone of heaven, worshipped across civilizations, we've seen that diamonds are not always the final word in value, devotion, or power. What today's countdown proves is that the world of gemstones is far larger and more complex than most imagine. Behind every stone lies a culture, a belief, and a market force strong enough to rival even the most carefully crafted diamond campaigns. Some of these gems outsell by volume, others by cultural devotion, and a few by record-breaking prices that leave diamonds behind. Together, they reveal a hidden economy written in color, fire, and tradition. If you found this journey eye-opening, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tops, so you'll be the first to join us on the next expedition. Because our story doesn't end here. In the next episode, we'll dive into the secret world of sacred gemstones, once believed to hold divine powers. Stones that were not only worn, but worshipped as living spirits. Until then, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next chapter of Tops.